Hi students, good morning. In this session, we are going to discuss about third chapter or third unit, banking developments. So, in this unit, we are discussing so many banks like first one, cooperative banks, NABARD, Rural Development Bank, Exim Bank, State SIDBI, IDBI, ICICI, like that. Okay, so these are how to start established and how to know how to starting the process from starting onwards. So how to development of each and every banking system. Okay, so first topic of cooperative banks. In that word cooperative, it means helpful bank for which help to agriculture or rural areas, agriculture and or rural areas. So cooperative banks are developed in try to developed in rural areas through financing to agriculture or finance to rural areas industries. It means very small scale industries try to development that. Why? Because at the time of development of rural areas or in small scale industries or agriculture industry, so that time automatically Indian economy will develop. Okay, so the main objective of cooperative banks developed in rural areas. Okay, so start the first point. This sector has emerged as the most important sector of our Indian economy. That is the first point. So it is most useful or most helpful to the increased Indian economy. In case of we are increased Indian economy, that time India going to developed country. So we are learning in social studies or economics, India is a developing country. India is a developing country, not a developed country. So through cooperative banks try to improve Indian economy. That's why we are going to developing country to developed country of our country. Okay, so first one is this sector has emerged as the most important sector of our Indian economy. So the cooperative banks are starts from 1904. It means before independent 1904. Then third one, spread to almost all sectors and areas of operations like farming, agriculture, marketing, insurance, transportation, housing and other sectors. Okay, so it is cooperative banks, not only agriculture, not only small scale industries, it is also developed, it is also try to develop or help to develop farming, marketing, also marketing, insurance sector, transportation sector, housing and other sectors in rural areas. So the main goal of cooperative banks are try to develop rural areas industries, all type of industries. Okay, not only agriculture, not only other things. Okay, then it is democratic setup. Democratic means it is a independent, not a dependent. Okay, it is a independent setup. Work in principle of all for each for all. All for each for all. So it is not only one purpose, it is everyone, it is everyone purpose, okay, everyone purpose in rural areas or developing areas, okay. That is the main key point in cooperative banks, okay. Then help and support to weaker individual also, not only industries, not only private sector in rural areas, it is also try to or help and support given to the each and every individual in rural areas. So help and support to weaker individual can stand its own beside making others stand too, okay, other stand too. So it is help to or support to weaker section, it means below poverty area or poor people try to develop of individual also, okay. That's why the weaker people are stand own based making others stand to also, okay. So this is the important point. Then in one word answer for cooperative banking, okay, one word answer for cooperative banking. In one word we can say that it is self-help through mutual help, self-help through mutual helps. This is the cooperative banking meaning, okay. Then definition. So definition given the Indian Cooperative Society Act, Indian ICS, full form Indian Cooperative Society Act 1912, under section US for under section 4, a society which has its objectives the promote of economic interest of its members in accordance with cooperative principles. So this is the definition of cooperative banks, okay. So students, this is meaning and definition of cooperative banks. Now we are going to discuss about features of cooperative banks. This is 10 points are features of cooperative banks, okay. The first one, voluntary association. So cooperative banks are worked independently, okay, or democratic setup. So that's why it is a voluntary association, not depend any other persons, okay. Next, open membership. So membership given to the everyone in rural areas. So this is no eligible of education, for education, then caste wise, then religion wise, then sex, male or females, okay. Then any other qualification must be he is a human, man or woman, whatever it is, transgender also, man, woman, transgender, whatever it is also, must he or she is a human only. So cooperative banks are given open membership. There is no cost of collected any cost from members. Next, democratic control. So democratic control. So cooperative banks are worked independently, so they have each and every control in the bank. That's why the banks are worked more effectively, more efficient management. Okay, so that is also one of the important point. Next, service point. So service motive. So cooperative banks are pure workly depending upon service motive. Why? Because in this point, help and support to weaker individual can stand its own beside making others stand too. So it is a purely service motive. It is not expected any profit. It is a service bank. It is a service bank, not a commercial bank. Commercial banking means to earn profit for accepting deposits and advancing loans. But cooperative society is a service motive. There is no expecting any profit, no expecting any loss, no expecting any other incomes and benefits. It is purely service motive bank. Okay, clear students? Okay, nice. Then perfect unity. So cooperative banks are given each and every member each voting rate. Okay, one person having one vote. In case, for example, A and B, two persons are there. A and B. Okay, so A having two accounts and B having one account. So if you have two accounts of A and B, one account. So if you have two accounts or more deposits, you can withdraw anyways, you can you can take loans from cooperative bank, whatever it is, but you have only one vote. So one person, one vote system. That's why it is a perfect unity. Why? Because there is no disputes in the bank through one vote. So one person having one vote also. Okay, there is two or more votes are not given by the cooperative banks. Okay, students? Okay, well, then moral emphasis. So cooperative banks are works too honest, perfect honest. Okay, honest, integrated, loyalty. Honest means worked perfect, no frauds, no cheating in cooperative banks. And integrated, you see, it is a one of the good systematic way. Next, loyalty. Okay, loyalty. So it is worked for with good royalty system. So moral emphasis. Cash trading. So cooperative banks are work with cash trading. Why? Because if you want transfer another one branch to another branch, it is transfer easily. Trading means sale or purchase done in any area, that is called trading. But in this feature, cash trading is one of the important point in cooperative banks. Then 8th one, cooperative education and training. So cooperation banks also given good education. It means not education, educational loans. Okay, education loans in rural areas. And training also given to the employees. Okay, so cooperative education and training system also given by the cooperative banks. Okay, then legal entity. So cooperative banks are pure legal entity. It is work only legal transactions. Okay, equal voting rights, we are all discussed in perfect unity. So equal voting rights to each and every member in the bank. Okay, so one person having one vote only. So students, these are the features of cooperative banks. Okay, just I repeat key points, listen carefully. Okay, first point is this sector has emerging as the most important sector of our Indian economy. It starts from 1904, spread to almost all sectors and areas. Operations like farming, marketing, insurance, transportation, housing and other sectors also. It is democratic setup. It is a democratic, it means independent setup. Works in the principle of all for each and each for all. Help and support to weaker individual can stand its own beside making others stand too. Okay, in other words, in one word we can say that it is self-help through mutual help. So students, these are the meaning or concept of cooperative banks. Then definition given by the Indian Cooperative Societies Act 1912 under section 4, a society which has its objectives the promotion of economic interest of its members in accordance with cooperative principles. So features of cooperative banks. First one, voluntary association. Its work individual or with group of individual. Open membership, democratic control, service motive, perfective unity, moral emphasis, honest, integrated and loyalty, cash trading, cooperative education and training. So training programs are conducted by the cooperative banks. Legal entity, it is only purely legal entity. Non-legal entities are not worked in cooperative banks. So equal voting rights to each and every member having one vote only. Okay, so students, these are the cooperative bank concept and features. Okay, the next topic of NABARD. Okay, NABARD full form. National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, that is called NABARD. Most important questions. Okay, so NABARD is only for agriculture and rural development, only for agriculture and rural areas development purpose only. The NABARD headquarters in Mumbai. So students, each and every maximum every bank headquarters in Mumbai, each and every bank headquarters maximum more than 90% in Mumbai state of Maharashtra. Okay, then branches all over the country, branches spread all over the country. So it is arrangement for institutional credit for agriculture and rural development area, sorry, rural development, agriculture and rural development, approved by the RBI, Reserve Bank of India or Central Bank of India. So it is established or started, it is established or started from 12th July 1982, 12th July 1982 by special act of parliament, special act of parliament. Okay, then planning and operations in this field, in the field of credit for agriculture, credit for agriculture, other economic activities in rural area in India. So it is planning and operating. So NABARD planning and operating credit for, about credit for agriculture. Credit means loan, loan for agriculture and other economic activities, other economic, it is financial activities, other economic activities in rural areas in India only. Okay, not outside India. Okay, then fourth point. Okay, capital initially started with capital of 100 crores, starting initially starting with 100 crores. After that the government of India will decided 5,000 crores, okay, given to the 5,000 crores in budget of 31st March 2015 by government of India. Okay, after that 5,000 crores 31st March 2015 by government of India. So in NABARD having two types of owners. First one is government owner, first one is first shareholder government, second shareholder RBI. So government having 99.6% shares and RBI having 0.4% shares. So it means total 5,000 crores. Okay, 99.6% means 4,980 by government. Okay, then 20 crores from RBI, 20 crores from RBI. This is the capital by government and RBI also. Okay, so students, these are the meaning of NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Okay, then role of NABARD, role of NABARD, development of, first point, development of cottage, small and village industries and other rural industries in rural areas. So we have seen many more industries. Why? Because in rural areas there is maintenance is very low and electricity bill, then other benefits are very lowest cost, very low cost. That's why so many industries are started or established in rural areas, and also it is not earn more profits. It is a small scale industries, not a large scale industries. In these small scale industries are developed by the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. This bank only for development, agriculture and rural development. Okay, rural means rural areas. Okay, then second one, economic development and support to integrated development. Integrated development means, integrated means it is a systematic development. One village having more funds, another village no funds. That is the problem of rural areas. So NABARD given the given to the loans all for equally, okay, not one side. So economic development and support to integrated development. So students, this is the one of the key role of NABARD, okay. Why? Because key role, because it is reduce disputes in rural areas, okay. Then third point, state cooperative banks, rural development banks, okay. Then agriculture banks, RRB, rural regional banks, CB, central banks, and other banks approved by RBI. So in this NABARD, state cooperative banks, rural development banks, state cooperative bank for agriculture, regional rural bank, okay. Then central bank, commercial bank, okay, and other banks all are approved by RBI, Reserve Bank of India, okay. Then it is also known as bank linkage program. In case in semester examination, one person asking is different question, NABARD, that is called bank linkage program. In 5 marks category, one word, bank linkage program. That time you written the answer about NABARD. Why? Because it is one of the role of NABARD. That's why you are write the answer of NABARD introduction and role of NABARD. Okay students, so nice. Next, portfolio natural resource management programs. Why? Because it means the NABARD will develop tribal area also, forest area, tribal area also developed by the NABARD. Why? Because it is also one of the rural area. In tribal areas also, all tribal areas also are considered into the rural areas. Then finance to rural areas. Rural area means not only industries, agriculture, farmers, okay, then industries. For agriculture, purchase of loans given to the agriculture, purchase of seeds, fertilizers, manures, like that, okay. Then industries given to the purchase of plant and machinery, okay, equipment, machinery equipment, like that. So finance to it means loans given to the rural areas. And then improve credit delivery system. So NABARD will improve the credit delivery. It means loans delivery in easy way. So less documentation. We are lowest documentation process system, okay. Then monitoring and evaluation of project refinanced by NABARD. Monitoring and evaluation of project refinanced. It means finance with finance, okay, refinanced by NABARD. Then it takes in development of institution which help in rural economy. Why? Because NABARD is also increase the Indian economy through rural development, So students, this is the NABARD concept and role of NABARD. It is most important in 5 marks category. So I will explain again. So I repeat the key points. So listen carefully. Okay, first one, headquarters in Mumbai, branches all over the India. Second one, it is arrangement for institutional credit for agriculture and rural development by RBI. Okay, then established 12th July 1982 by special act of Parliament. Okay, then planning and operations in the field of credit for agriculture and other economic activities in rural areas in India. Okay, that initially capital, starting onwards, capital is 100 crores. After that, government will decide the increase the capital, that is 500 crores from 31st March 2015. 15. So government of India will given the 4,980 crores, 4,980 crores by government of India, and remaining 20 crores given by the RBI. So RBI share 0.4 percentage and government of India share 99.6 percentage. Okay students, this is the concept of NABARD. Then role of NABARD. The first point, development of cottage, small and village industries, only village industries, it means small scale industries and other rural industries. Economic development and support to integrated development. Then state cooperative banks. The NABARD divided as a state cooperative banks, rural development banks, state cooperative agriculture banks, regional rural banks, commercial banks and other banks approved by the RBI. Okay, it is also known as bank linkage program. Bank linkage program. Portfolio nature resource management programs are conducted by the NABARD. It means tribal development, tribal development, finance to rural areas, finance loan given to the rural areas, improved credit delivery system, monitoring and evaluation of project refinanced by NABARD. And last one, it takes in development of institution which helps in rural economy. So students, these are the cooperative banks and its features, NABARD and role of NABARD. Indigenous banking. So indigenous banking means, so this type of bank can starts from an individual, or group of people, So this type of indigenous banks are starts from an individual or group of people or group of individual. So in indigenous bank, maximum can start from a family members, that is called Hindu undivided families or whatever it is. Okay, so in these banks are a family members, the best bank owners are a family members. So this type of banks is it's purely oldest banking system, first banking system. Okay, it is a very oldest system, not a modern model. Okay, in indigenous banking system, so it is starts from recently it's not. So this banking system not followed each and every regulation of RBI, not followed any regulations of RBI. So it is an independent banking system. Okay, so it is oldest system. Up to 1950 onwards, these banks are earned more profits. So after 1950, this bank going to the oldest model. So we are not accepting indigenous banking system. So in indigenous banking, different states in different names. In Chennai, like Tamil Nadu, so indigenous banker called as Chettis. Okay, Chettis. Then North India side, Shaukars and Mahajans called indigenous banker names. Okay, then in Mumbai, Marwaris. Okay, then Bengal, Settis. Okay, TIES. Okay, Settis. So these are the names of indigenous banker. So in Chennai, Chettis; North India, Shaukars and Mahajans; then Mumbai, Marwaris; and Bengal, Chettis. So these are the alternative names for indigenous banker. So definition. Now definition: Indian Control Banking Enquiry Committee. Indian Control Banking Enquiry Committee defined indigenous banking. That is, an indigenous banker. An indigenous banker is any individual or private firm or group of people. Both are same terms. Okay, so both are using in same terms. So private firm receiving deposits and dealing in hundis or bills or lending money. So indigenous bankers are lenders means amount given for interest. Okay, so lending money. So according to Indian Control Banking Enquiry Committee, an indigenous banker is an individual or private firm receiving deposits and dealing in hundis or leading money. So this is the definition of indigenous banking system. Okay, then types of indigenous banking: those who deals only in banking business. So only banking business. First point. Banking business bank is a financial institution. It is the institution is accepting deposits from who are savings and advancing loans to the who are needed it. That is called banking meaning. So indigenous bankers also followed deals only banking business. It means accepting deposits and advancing loans. Okay, so this type of banker is called another name for indigenous banks, that is Multani bankers. What is that? Multani bankers. Okay, alternative name for indigenous banks. Different states, different names for indigenous banks. Okay, then who are combined banking business with trade. So in this type, indigenous banker will follow the banking business, accepting deposits, advancing loans, and also trade means, what is a trading? Trade means purchase or sale in a specific area, that is called market. When your transaction purchase and sale, that is called trade. Okay, that is called trade. So trade indigenous bankers are called Marwaris. Okay, so in this system they are doing banking business and trade also, combined two types are made. Then those who deals mainly trade, having limited mainly trade and limited banking business. Okay, limited banking business. See example, in first case only banking business, in second case banking trading. First priority, second priority. Then third type, trading, banking. No. Okay, this is the table of types of indigenous banker. So in first in first type of Multani bankers. Okay, Multani bankers only deals with the bank business and no business about trading. Okay, then second one Marwaris, see they are doing business, banking business and also trading business. In third one, in third type, mainly trading activities and limited banking business are doing in indigenous bankers. So students, these are the three types of indigenous bankers. Okay, are you clear? Nice. Next, functions of commercial, functions of indigenous banks, functions of indigenous banks. So the first point, accepting deposits, accepting deposits from the public, then advancing loans to loans given to people with security, which type of security? Like jewelry, okay, bonds, okay, land documents, okay, others. So with these securities, with these type of securities, jewelry, bonds, land, etc., whatever it is, so taken the security and given, and loan given to people, it is only secure loans. What is that? Secure loans. Unsecured loans not given by the indigenous bankers. Sometimes it will given unsecured loans depending upon the relation between the indigenous banker and customer. Relation between the indigenous banker, best relation between the indigenous banker and customer. It is own decision. Okay. Then business in hundis. Hundi means bill of exchange. Bill of exchange. Okay, so in bill of exchange you can discounting your bill, okay, with indigenous bankers. Then non-banking functions. So non-banking functions are so 3 points. First one is they generally have their retail trading business and firms. So indigenous bankers also having their own business and firms generally. Okay. Then act as a agent to large commercial firms. Okay, act as a agent large commercial firms. Earn income in the form of commission. Why? Because it is act as a agent for large commercial firms to earn commission. It is based on commission purpose, act as a agent. Okay, commission, brokerage, whatever it is. Okay. Then third one, they also participated in speculative activities like bulls, bear, lame ducks, that type. Okay, speculative activities like in shares. Okay, so students, these are the functions of indigenous bankers. First one, accepting deposits from the people. Then second one, advancing loans through secured loans maximum and unsecured loans, best relationship between the customer and indigenous banker, own decision. Then business in hundis, bill of exchange, you can discounting your bill with indigenous banker, and non-banking functions, they generally have their retail banking business, act as a agent to large commercial firms and earn income in the form of commission. So worked as a agent for commission. Then they also participated in speculative activity like bulls, bears, okay, lame duck, stock legs. Okay, so students, these are the indigenous banking concept. Okay, thank you so much.